Yes, so welcome everybody, and welcome to those who are watching the recording, because I know a few people watch the recording later in the day. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you. So this morning we're going to do a body awareness meditation, and just to set us up for the day, to relax us, bring some mindfulness into our being. And doing the body awareness meditation is very good for practicing mindfulness. It brings us into the present moment. It brings us into what is happening in our whole being, and that's really good, because that's the basic skill we need for meditation. All meditation is based on mindfulness, or I prefer the word awareness, really. Awareness of what's happening right now. And we're not very good at that, are we? As human beings, we have a tendency, well, a very strong tendency, to be thinking all the time, to be thinking of the past, planning the future, just worrying and getting stressed and worked up, telling ourselves stories. And that takes us away from our lives. We miss our lives because we're never there. We're always somewhere in our minds. So this is a really good practice to ground us in the present moment and with awareness. And anyway, we'll start in a minute, but I've just got a poem first that I've managed to find very quickly. I've read it before, but I think it's so good. It's John Kabat-Zinn, and it's the mindfulness poem. Good morning, Charlotte. So I might read this twice, I think. We've got a bit more time today. Have you ever had the experience of stopping so completely, of being in your body so completely, of being in your life so completely, that what you knew and what you didn't know, what had been and what was yet to come, and the way things are right now, no longer held the slightest hint of anxiety or discord? A moment of complete presence, beyond striving, beyond mere acceptance, beyond the desire to escape or fix anything or plunge ahead, a moment of pure being. No longer in time, a moment of pure seeing, pure feeling, a moment in which life simply is. And that isness grabs you by all your senses, all your memories, by your very genes, by your loves, and welcomes you home. That is a taste of mindfulness. Have you ever had the experience of stopping so completely, of being in your body so completely, of being in your life so completely, that what you knew and what you didn't know, and what had been and what was yet to come, and the way things are right now, no longer held even the slightest hint of anxiety or discord? A moment of complete presence, beyond striving, beyond mere acceptance, beyond the desire to escape or fix anything or plunge ahead. A moment of pure being, no longer in time. A moment of pure seeing, pure feeling. A moment in which life simply is, and that isness grabs you by all your senses, all your memories, by your very genes, by your loves, and welcomes you home. That is a taste of mindfulness. So we're going to explore this idea of pure being, just pure being in the present moment. And one very good way of practicing that is with a body awareness meditation. So get yourselves comfy. You can do this, of course, lying down on the bed, on the floor, or you can do it sitting in the chair or the cushion, whatever you want. Just make sure you're comfortable, because it's not an endurance exercise. And we'll begin. So we'll begin in the usual way by just gathering ourselves together. Just coming into this present moment right now and seeing how we are. Just checking our being, taking stock. How we're feeling mentally and emotionally. And physically. So those things can be pleasant or unpleasant, comfortable or uncomfortable. So whatever state we're in this morning, we're just beginning with that, and we're accepting it completely. We're not trying to be anything different. We're not trying to pretend that we're anything different. We're not even wanting to be anything different. Even if we're in a very uncomfortable state, we're just being there with kindness and acceptance. Noticing what it's like sitting on your seat or lying on whatever you're lying on. Noticing the contact with whatever you're sitting or lying on. The contact in your body. The sensations that you can feel in the body. Touching your chair or the bed or the floor. And bringing attention to the breathing, the breath coming in and out of the body, the chest rising and falling. And there's a special rhythm about the breath in the chest and in the shoulders. As we breathe out, there's an opportunity to relax, just to let go. So as we keep breathing out on each out breath, we can just let go a little bit more, just relax a little bit more. Not making a big thing of it, just letting go little by little. And then on the in-breath, we're bringing in energy and light, alertness. So just noticing that. this constant beneficial passage of the breath, letting go on each out breath, bringing in new energy on each in breath. And we're going to start our journey through the body at the shoulders. Just noticing how we are there. You might be quite relaxed, or the shoulders might be a bit achy or tight. The same with the neck, the lower neck, at the back of the neck. And just noticing how you are there. And if there is some discomfort, not pushing it away, which is our tendency. We don't like pain, so we push it away. So if there's any tightness or achiness there, just embracing it, just moving towards it with kindness, giving it comfort, breathing into it, allowing it to relax. The more we look after our painful body, the more eagerly it responds to our love and our care. If you find achiness in the neck, then you might move the head backwards and forwards, side to side a little, until you find a spot where the head's nicely balanced on the top of the spine. But again, having a sense of kindness to any discomfort in the neck, and moving up the head to the crown of the head. What can you feel there? It's quite subtle feelings, but you might feel a tightness, the skin feeling a little stretched across the skull. If you can't feel it, or if you can't feel any of the things I'm talking about, or many of them, don't worry. Just staying open to what you can feel. So just staying with the skin on the top of the head, the scalp at the crown of the head. Just really focusing in on it. And moving down to the forehead now, and just noticing if you're frowning, if there's any creases in your forehead. We tend to go around holding our foreheads in a fairly tight way sometimes. So if there's any tightness there, just letting it drop out. Just relaxing the forehead. And it'll tend to tighten up again, so just relax it a bit more each time, just noticing the tightness. And the same with the face. We put on a face as we meet the world. So we don't have to do that at the moment. So just letting the muscles in the face sag. Just letting your whole face sag. Nobody's going to see it. Just allowing the eyes to be soft behind the eyelids. Allowing the chin to drop slightly, the jaw to drop. The mouth slightly open. Just a whole relaxed face. Checking the forehead again. Letting it relax. And the face, making sure the face is relaxed. And just enjoying that sensation of ease for a few moments in the face. And coming back down to the shoulders again now. And this time we're going down the arms. So first of all, the upper arms. Can you feel any sensations in the upper arms? Maybe a tingling inside the arms. Or if you've got bare arms, you'll be able to feel the air against the skin, warm or cold. And the lower arm. Again, what can you feel? You might feel tingling, you might feel something more. You might feel different things to me. So just being open to whatever's there. And if you home in on the wrist, on the inside of each wrist or of one wrist, you might be able to feel your pulse. If you can't, that's okay. But if you really concentrate and relax, you might feel it. Moving to the hands. If you've got your hands together, you might feel a big mass of sensations there. If your hands are separate, then maybe it's two smaller bits of sensations, but the whole of the hand, if we look closely with our awareness, is tingling or vibrating with energy. So just exploring the hands for a moment, the back of the hands. Very certain sensation in the back of the hands. It's a tingling maybe, but different to the sensation you'll find perhaps in the palm of the hand. You notice the difference between the two? Moving down the fingers, right to the fingertips. Can you feel all the tingling in the fingers? Sensations, the energy, the aliveness, constantly coming and going. And we're going to move back up now to the shoulders again. And from there, we're going to travel down the back of the body. So in the upper back, the first thing we might notice is that this moves just like the chest. A little bit more subtly, rising and falling as we breathe. And also the sides of the upper body also expanding and contracting. Moving down the back, noticing, if you can, the sense of support in the back, all these muscles across the back, keeping us upright. You might notice just a very delicate sense of them. Not easy, maybe. Down to the lower back. Just noticing if you've got any achiness in the back. And if you have, just being kind to it, not trying to ignore it or push it away, or getting irritated or upset with it. Just having a sense of openness and kindness to any discomfort. Just relaxing into it. Allowing it to just ease a little bit. And we're at the hips now. Big bony structure, which really quite hard to feel unless it hurts. If our hips hurt, then we really do feel them. But bony structures generally are, I think, more difficult to feel when they're not hurting. But maybe you can get a sense of the hips, just a sense of something solid there. Not worrying, of course, if you can't, it doesn't matter. moving round to the bottom, the buttocks, and just noticing the contact with whatever you're sitting or lying on. You know you're sitting on something because your body tells you so. The sensations in your bottom relay that information to our minds, to our brains. So you might sense a tingling, sort of constant, gentle tingling. Maybe also a solidity. And if you look a bit closer, you might get a sensation of the sitting bones, one on each side. Actually, bony structures supporting us when we sit down, beneath the padding of the bottom. Moving down the back of the legs, the upper leg, the hamstrings, these big muscles at the back of the upper leg. What can you feel there? Anything? And the back of the lower leg, the calf muscles. These might feel slightly tight. Or you might recognize the brush of clothing against the skin. And the ankle, moving to the ankle. Again, more bony structure. Can you feel anything in the ankle? And the heel of the foot. Just maybe not too much sensation in the heel of the foot, but can you feel something there? And moving right round to the sole of the foot. So the soles of the feet are very much in a way like the hands. They're full of nerve endings. And if we sit quietly, mindfully, tuning into the sole of the foot, we might feel loads and loads of activity. Tingling, constant movement, maybe a warmth or a coldness. An aliveness. Can you feel that? Just lingering here a little while in the sole of the foot, just really tuning into the sensations there. If you wish, you can imagine breathing in through the sole of the foot. Imagine that when you're breathing in, it's starting through the sole of the foot, and the same with the breathing out. Almost as if the sole of our foot was breathing for us. So we can notice our toes maybe now, or at least our big toe. Maybe you can feel the big toe. You might be able to feel the individual toes. I can't. But maybe wiggling your toes helps a little bit. Can you feel if you've got socks on, can you feel the material on your toes as well? And moving to the top of the foot. What kind of sensations are here? I think they're similar to the back of the hand. But that's just me. So moving up the legs now to, first of all, the shin bone, the bottom of the legs at the front. Another bony structure. What can you feel there? And the knee, more bone, and again quite difficult to penetrate, but there you can actually in some way know that knee bone is there. There is a sense of it, maybe. And the top of the legs, the quadriceps, more big muscles. If you're sitting, they might be slightly stretched, feel a bit stretchy. If you're lying down, probably relaxed. So now we're going to move up the front of the body. In terms of sensations and feelings, the front of the body is quite fascinating. It's where we feel lots of our feelings that come about through emotional states. So what we try and do as meditators is we try and isolate the feelings from the mental construction. So if mentally and emotionally, if we're feeling anxious, we get churning, don't we, or a heaviness in the belly. So if we identify that as anxiety, then we're just encouraging the mind to really enlarge the feeling of anxiety. We're just encouraging more anxiety. But if we can isolate the feelings in the front of the body from the mental state, so that the churning is just churning, or the heaviness just heaviness, or the knot in the belly, the hard knot in the belly is just a hard knot in the belly. Well, perhaps not even that. We're just looking at the bare feeling that we feel in the front of the body and tuning into it with a sense of kindness. So these feelings in the front of the body can be pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. And whatever they are, we're just accepting them as okay. And this tends to stop the mind running away, making things worse. So it can stop us feeling more anxious or more angry, or it can prevent us from feeling overexcited. So the feelings in the front of the body are very helpful to us in helping us to settle and be calmer. So what have you got now going on in the belly, in the abdomen, and in the chest? What kind of bare feelings are there? Sensations. And whatever they are, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, just accepting them as bare feelings, having a sense of kindness to them. If they're hurting a little, snuggling up to them, being a friend to them. The more we do this, the easier we can relax, and the easier the feelings will maybe moderate. So you might not have any particularly strong feelings in the front of the body at the moment. Just noticing what you can notice. You might notice the belly and the abdomen breathing, expanding and contracting in just the same way as the chest does. So broadening out your awareness now to the whole of the body, the whole of this living, breathing body, full of life, full of movement. Just noticing the whole of your experience right now. For the last couple of minutes of this meditation, just sitting with the whole of your experience, including the whole of your body, not pushing anything away, not grabbing hold of anything. Well, thank you for joining me this morning. Excuse me. Just to say hello to Kamal and Karen, who joined us after we started. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's relaxed you and set you up for the weekend. And have a really good day. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. And I'll be back on Wednesday. Kate will be here on Tuesday morning for both sessions, 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And I'll be here from Wednesday onwards. And then next Saturday, we're meeting in Museum Gardens in the open air to do some meditation. We'll meet at 11:15 in Museum Gardens, by just round by the Abbey, between the Abbey and the Art Gallery. And we start meditating about 11. So last time I managed to go live on YouTube and Facebook at about 5 to 11. So we'll try and do that again, so that anybody who can't make it to Museum Gardens next Saturday can join us online. But if you can make it, it'd be great to see you in person. It was lovely last week, and I think we all really enjoyed just not looking at a screen and actually seeing each other in the flesh. So next Saturday in Museum Gardens, if you're in York, at 11:15, or online at about 5 to 11. Okay, and thank you for coming again. Have a good day and lots of love to you.